What do you think the mindset of your team is heading into the NCAA tournament?
I think they're like any team this time of year. They're excited. I mean, we know this is the time of year where college basketball takes center stage. And, you know, I told them last night what Clark Kellogg said at the beginning of the show last night. Every team that's playing in this tournament earned their way into it, and these guys certainly have done that. And I really do believe they're excited about playing. I'd like to think that this couple days here are going to help us get where we need to be health-wise. But, yeah, I think they're excited. I mean, they've been in it before, the older guys, the younger guys not so much, but they know what it's about.
I was looking at some numbers on Josiah Jordan-James. The last 13 games, when he scored over 10 points, you're 7-0. When he hadn't, you're 1-5. Is he that important to the offense?
Based on your statistics, I say that's important to our offense. You know, he's important, not just, again, what we need him to do is to impact winning, and he can do that certainly defensively as well. But I think Josiah and every guy we put on the court is important to us.
Rick, you said get back to health. Is it just regular banged up at the end of the year type stuff, or anyone have anything else going on?
No, I think it's just, you know, it's tough for Joe to go back-to-back games. It's tough on him because of where he is right now, but he's doing whatever he can to help us play. But you know, Santi certainly has played a lot of minutes this year, but overall, you know, I think we're like most teams this time of year. A little bit of time now probably helps all of us. But like I said, these guys, I know they're excited about playing.
Coach, do you feel like your guys 3 games in now are learning how to get by without Zakai, or what they need to do differently?
Yeah, I do think so. I think what the biggest thing is, you know, again, when you go back to our last game, you know, we had 2 breakdowns, just details in the last 3 minutes that were critical. You know, we went under a ball screen, which we don't do, and then we point switched, gave up two threes, and they made the shots, and they were contested. But you know, this time of year, I don't think many players need much daylight. And but overall, I think our guys know what we have to do. We know. You look at what we've done in the month of February, what we've had to work through. We've been in really every game with a chance to win it. We just got to find a way to close some of them out, or close one out.
This year's a lot about matchups. Talk about the first matchup against Louisiana.
Well, you know, I've known Bob Marlin from certainly my time in Texas and his time there, and Bob is a terrific basketball coach, a great offensive mind, and his team's always they're so sound. And I think we've played them once or twice since we've been here. But Jordan Brown, we recruited here, so he's a McDonald's All-American and a high-level player, and Bob's done a terrific job with him, getting him and putting him in areas on the court where he can be very effective. Really good footwork. Knows what he's doing when he gets the ball. He's got good shooters around him. Good point guard play. A really good facilitator. They wouldn't, again, if you're in this tournament, you're good, and you've had success. You ought to feel good. You ought to be confident, and so again, I just have tremendous respect for Bob and what he's done with that program.
Rick, at this time of year, is there a balance between practicing hard and then trying to keep fresh legs?
It is. I think everybody's got their ways of doing it, but you know, we've got to do what we've done. Our players, we trust them. You know, the things we ask them to do, they've done it, and but there is a balance. And again, we've been at it for a long time, and the main thing right now is that we give them the best chance they can be fresh and healthy when we go on the court and play.
Coach, you guys didn't have terrible turnover problems. You turned 14 both games, but you had more than your opponents in both games, which is not typical.
Well, I can be honest with you. A couple of those weren't turnovers; they were fouls that shouldn't have been turnovers, but that's part of it. And but the way we started the game, after looking at the tape, you know, we had 5 turnovers. 2 of them were not turnovers. We should have had the ball back and had 2 fouls. But you know what? We know we got to take care of the ball. We do, and we know we've got to do that. That's important. And again, this time of year with where we are, I think that our guys know that, and we obviously did a better job once it all settled down.
Outside of Brown, what makes Louisiana difficult to defend?
Really good concepts. He puts his guys in a great position to score the ball. He knows where he wants guys on the court, and he gets them the ball where they need it. And they again got a guy inside that can score a lot of points, and got shooters on the outside. And like I said, a point guard that knows what he's doing, knows who to get the ball to him when he needs to get it there.
What do your front court players need to do in order to contain Brown
Well, it'll be, a team effort with everybody. I mean, we don't ever go in, but obviously we're going to have to work hard at doing our work early, not letting him get the deep position that he wants. But he got such terrific footwork. But we're going to have to work hard and have to get other players to help where we can. And but it's all about our guys trying to do their work early, not letting him get it as deep as he wants to get it.
Rick, without Zakai, who was your heaviest driver to the basket, are you still wanting more from everyone else to be able to drive not only into the paint but trying to get to the rim as a threat?
Yeah, we need that. We need to get downhill and be able to get there and get fouls on people. But then the key there too is we get there, can we make the right play from it? And again, we had some good drive in some of the games and that we've had here. And again, I go back offensively. Again, I think we can do what we need to do there, but we can't have the defensive lapses. That's what, especially late game, and even at the end of the first half. Even though Jemiah made that long three to give us a three, that was a major breakdown on the perimeter there. I mean, you can't do that. I mean, regardless of what the score was in the game, almost every game, whether Auburn, Missouri, those are one possession games, and you can go back and pitch which one you want to pick, but. And we're not going to be perfect, but there's certain ones that when you spend a lot of time talking through them that you can't break down. And we've done that, again, too much here lately.
Rick, it seems like you have a team that does a good job of taking the film room to the court and executing it. How big of a benefit is that at this time of year with the quick turnarounds?
It's important, and you know what? It's got to go to another level. It does. The concentration's got to get ratcheted up. Every game you want to see that. And even when I talk about these, from our point of view, our details, guys still made shots. They still got to make the shot, and again, teams have done that, but we just got to make sure it's on our terms, and that's where the detail comes in. But our guys really, I do think they concentrate and they work hard with a scout report, and knowing that this time of year the game slows down some because now the long timeouts, and so I would expect, again, this time of year. Again, you're here because you've been successful. You don't ever take it for granted. But now this is a time of year that I don't think you change a lot. I think you're going to prepare like you have everywhere along the line. I think if you do change a lot, I think you kind of send the wrong signal to your team. And I want them to be confident. I want them to know they're going to be prepared. And now we go in and play.
Coach, what were your initial thoughts on the region that you guys are in and starting out in Orlando?
I don't have any thoughts on it. You know what? I've always trusted the committee. I think they're under a great deal of scrutiny, and all I know this is we got seated because of our body of work, and these guys certainly deserved it regardless of, it goes back to what we talk about all year long. Every game's important. Every game's an NCAA game, starting from the time you walk on the court, whether it's your first home game against whoever, those tournaments, every game's an NCAA tournament game. And I always think it's funny when you hear those talking heads on TV talk about how if Carolina would have won a game in December, they would have made the tournament. But yet they question our seed. Well, because of what we did in December and January, put us where we had to do. So these guys, where we are, I get it totally. That's where I would probably put it, because even though we haven't won the way we want to in February, we know we've had some issues that we've had to deal with, but they fought. And we deserve where we are. Now we got to go out and, like everybody starts 0-0, and it's a 4-team tournament this week in Orlando for us, and we've got to be ready.
Rick, is those defensive lapses you talked about, have those happened throughout the season, or are those just more lately?
Oh, they happen. They do happen, even on games when you win those type of games. But like I said earlier, this time of year you've got to be more alert to them, and it's certain guys that you talk about, and some of them is post guys learning they got to get away from the basket and step out there on switches, and it goes back to personnel. But again, we haven't played a perfect game all year, but like I said, this time of year you'd like to see less of that, obviously, but again, you got to give our opponent credit for making those shots.
Rick, when you have a player that has 2 fouls in the first half, is that automatic that he sits, or does that depend on who it is or the flow of the game?
The flow of the game and where we are. We've had it this year where we've had guys sit, and like the other day with Santi too, because of where we were in the game, he needed some rest anyway, and so it worked out like that. We've had games this year where I think Zakai had picked up some early fouls. I think going back to the Ole Miss game early in the year, and we felt like the game was getting away from us, or maybe Santi here at home. We put him back in, and I think he scored 2 buckets for us. So based on where we feel we are in the flow of the game.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay.